Welcome to another episode of the Fantasy Matrix podcast. I don't know how I found this gif
I
of
love
Jalen
it.
Hurts getting the bag, putting the money in the shirt, but that's what he's doing right now. He's got a lot of money. So, as we welcome to the stream once again, oh, here we go. Get you out here. Add to stream. Where are we? Where'd the overlay go? Oh, here. No, there we go. We got Matthew Berner, our resident Eagles fan. How you doing, Matthew? Thanks for joining us today.
Doing good. I mean, listen, beautiful day here in the suburbs of DC. Looks like the same in Colorado. We got some beautiful music to play us in, and Jalen Hurts getting paid as he deserved. I mean, do you want to give the setup, or should I just go into my instant reaction?
No, go into the reaction. As the resident Eagles fan, we need to hear what Philly is talking about when it comes to this contract. What do you think?
Everybody's hype. There isn't a single Eagles fan that isn't hype about Jalen Hurts signing long term. As a franchise, we like to put our quarterbacks on pedestals. We like to think, whether it go back to Randall Cunningham, to McNabb, to Michael Vick, even to to some extent, Nick Foles and Carson Wentz, even though Carson Wentz obviously didn't end well. Rob, do you mind just a little too loud? The music.
Yep. I agree.
And we'll adjust to Lauryn Hill as well. But as far as what the Eagles fans are saying, everyone is super hyped. I think it makes sense from a football perspective. Like we've often talked about how Jalen Hurts is the running back of the Eagles. So when you just factor in the fact that he's going to rush for 800 yards and also, 8 to 10 touchdowns, and also get you, 35, 40 first downs on these conversions over the course of the season, it's a great deal. They're just acknowledging the fact that as long as he's the quarterback, or they don't need to ever pay a running back. They're always just going to get one of these, and why waste any money on running back where you can just overpay your quarterback? So he is now the highest paid player in the NFL. I think they signed him at just the right time too, because it's before these big extensions for these other players that are going to surpass him or kind of set the market. And if he continues to perform, he'll be an underplayed quarterback within 3 years. So I think, giving him his roses, it also inspires a lot of guys, I think, to continue to perform on the team, that they'll be rewarded if they really are the consummate team player like Jalen Hurts has been. And am I concerned about losing motivation? Maybe. I think that's the thing, right? It's you always see these, whether that in any sport, soccer, basketball, football, as soon as these guys get paid truly life-changing money, $50 million in a single year, it's nuts. It's bananas. That's going to come into – it's human nature to let your foot off the gas. However, the fact that, he lost, he's been in this position, it's Jalen Hurts. He was benched in the national championship game. He played at the biggest college and was a third-round draft pick. I think I'm comfortable with handing this guy this money and still being a good player for the length of the contract. So I'm excited. I mean, we'll see. I think as an Eagles fan, we're always too trying to get big name players in the trade market and in free agency. That's another thing. So maybe that changes how we attack free agents. Darius Slay, came to us as a free agent. We would be our defense would still be in shambles without Slay. It was such just a mental shift of we got this stud on this team that's gonna change the whole mindset of the team. Now all of a sudden they believe in themselves because they have a guy like Slay, and maybe that takes them out of the running for a few guys, but overall I think we're really happy. The only thing is, I really wish you won the Super Bowl, Rob. That's the only thing that we're really fucking close, and it still stings.
Of course. And I want to transition this away from the Eagles for a second. Yeah. You mentioned the other quarterbacks coming up a little bit later. What's your take on this? The biggest thing for me is what does this mean for Lamar? And I think it came out that this contract was similar to what was offered by the Ravens in the beginning of last year, I believe. So, in regards to Lamar, how do you think this affects the situation? What do you think is going to happen with him?
I think he gets a similar deal. To be honest, I don't.
With the Ravens?
I think so. I still think it will be with the Ravens. I don't
Yeah.
think there's a team that will leave that he'll. I mean, the thing is, like with Lamar, I think the injury factor is real, right? As far as like being considered when you're putting hundreds of millions of dollars on the line, like I get it, like I
How's
get
it
it.
different than Jalen Hurts though?
No, but it's not. It's not. And
Okay.
also, like
Yeah.
what he can do. There's only 5, 6 guys on the fucking planet that could do what Lamar does on his day. So like you still have to value him at that level. Like he can still literally dominate an NFL game on a week to week basis. Yeah, he might miss some time, but like the pure dominance of a Lamar Jackson offense, like it doesn't. I don't know. Like you can't sub him with Derek Carr, with Ryan Tannehill. Like I'm sorry, like he's still gonna command bigger contracts than those dudes because like he does things that's just frankly like more productive, more effective. Like he's one of 6, like he really is. Like
Yeah.
you still got to treat him like he's one of those guys, even though he might get hurt a little bit. But like, would you rather, go through what the Niners went through, let's say last season, like, or
I don't know.
have
Brock Purdy
Lamar?
looks pretty dang good. So I don't know if I'm going to use that one as an
His
example.
stats were
I
essentially the
know what you
exact
mean though.
same as. It's just a rotating carousel, It's like at least one of them is going to be Lamar Jackson. Like, holy shit, like. Or
Yeah.
Jimmy Garoppolo or Brock Purdy. Like, yes, fine, both fine players, but like, let's be real, Rob. Like, Lamar's a different class. He's just a different class.
No, you're totally right. So we're gonna hop in here. I want to have you talk a little bit about Lauren Hill and the
Sure.
what are you
Oh
calling
yeah.
her?
Oh,
What are you
she's
calling
my
her?
patron saint in Newark, as you know.
The patron saint of Newark. Yes.
Yeah,
We
right
got
here, as
a
you can all.
vinyl. We got her vinyl. The MTV Unplugged going right now. Shout out to Lauren Hill, our Miss Lauren Hill. Yeah, so we got that on in the background. I'll check it later just to see what it is. When I do some solo streams, I'm probably going to want to listen to some music, and so I'm just kind of using this to test out. But Matthew, I think you can go and hop in this draft right now.
I'll hop in
So
this
I'm
draft.
not gonna. Yeah, I'm not gonna hop in. Oh, you got to get on dark mode too, dude. All right, we're gonna help you out here. So no, enter, press enter. No, enter. Hop in when you can. There you go. Beautiful. Yeah, it doesn't matter. All right, so we got 9 people. So let's smoke a little bowl as we start our draft, and then I want you to give me a little bit of the Lauren Hill background as we
Of Lauren
we
Hill?
wait for
Okay,
this.
listen. Lauren Hill.
Cheers,
We want to
everybody.
talk about a true American icon and frankly the patron saint of Newark. I mean, listen, this woman is one of the most talented, like, forget female artists, just overall artists of the last, I don't know, century. Needs to be discussed in a way that came from nothing in growing up in Newark. Like, yes, like, both parents were around and stuff, but at the same time, Newark in the 80s. She was born in 1975. Like I don't got to be a genius to let you know about what was going on. You can read about the riots, and this is the environment that she came in. And frankly, her voice, her talent, right, set her apart. It's part of the legendary hip hop group, the Fugees, working with some true legends that have continued to be legends well since their early days in the 90s. And then, of course, as a solo artist, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, one of the greatest albums, front to back, word for word, that's ever been recorded in mankind. Her pure vocal talents to me is what sets her apart, just the voice. But of course, you add in the lyrics that she's able to write down into words. You can tell that you're working with savant every time you listen to Lauryn Hill. And I think the only thing we can say is that anytime she does come out or make an appearance, because it is rare, it needs to be respected and paid attention to, because she's truly can give no fucks because she's that talented. Who among us can really say, if you can say that. And yeah, and I think that's Lauren Hill. Born in East Orange, right, but from Newark by all accounts. Still in New Jersey. Wikipedia says she attended high school with Zach Braff, which, you know, that's right. New Jersey holds it the fuck down, dog. We every out of
Boo.
every out of every little corner and crevice, there's talent in the great state of New Jersey. We are small but mighty, and yeah, New York City, very nice. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of morons in New York City per capita, far more than what's rocking in the great state of NJ. So, yeah, obviously Wyclef John. Um, with the Fugees again from the same area as Lauren Hill when they got their background in Newark. I've got some great friends that have been around the city, and I think that's enough about Lauren Hill. But I would just encourage anybody who hasn't to pay their respects and learn some wisdom from a true generational. I mean, ooh, Rob, what are your thoughts on Lauren Hill? I mean, think about the levels that she writes her music with, like someone who is aligned with this universe. Whew.
100%, and everything that she's done just for hip hop in general. And I think that this album, the Unplugged album, which came out after her Miseducation album, and as well as, I guess, after she retired, there's a lot of personal stuff that kind of explains a lot of deep philosophical things that I think a lot of people don't tap into a lot. I know
Mhm.
you
Mhm.
and we're probably gonna have some philosophical podcasts on this show a couple times, but I think that the way that she was able to talk about that, especially in the I think it was early 2000s when
Oh
things
gosh.
were pretty hot, especially in New York City and in that area at the time. I think she just explained it so well, and bringing that feminine energy to hip
Oh
hop
wow.
is something that I think inspired so many other great people like Rhapsody and like some other great artists. So
Mhm.
sorry, let's
Rob,
continue on a little
let's
bit. But
let's
you're in
also
the
be
same
real
spot.
too.
Yeah,
But Lauren Hill got me laid, my friend. Like under yo,
yeah.
the way that she talks about love is frankly an education in how to understand like really what loving your partner is all about, and about
Mhm.
loving not just your partner but just embracing love around you and emitting love around you into everything you do.
Yep.
You can learn so much from this feminine voice in such a male dominated industry. It's right. Wow, Jalen Hurts 1-1.
That's what
Rob,
I'm saying. He's my 1-1. I'm
one
taking him 1-1 every
one.
time there. I think that Allen's not going to run as much. I still like Mahomes. It's obviously the top three, but who are you thinking at six here? There's a nice little tier. You even got a couple guys, but I
I mean, I
definitely
love
got Justin
Justin.
B.
I'll take Joey B or Justin Fields. I
So
will.
if both of those are gone, yeah,
I think
between
I'd
Herbert and
go.
Lamar,
Yeah. Well, no, it would really be Justin Jefferson or Lamar. I'm not a huge fan for Herbert as far as, well, I'm in this position
you got to take a
and
quarterback. You can't take Justin Jefferson here. You're going to get so far behind the eight ball if you don't take a quarterback. So to preface for anyone that's tuning in, this is Matt's second Superflex draft. I did a few last year. I'm saving my ammo for the for BBM after a big board draft. But yeah, you gotta go quarterback here.
I'm going with Lamar.
Okay, all right. You're taking a big swing. You're taking a stance. It's risky, but like
It's a
I
late season
understand it.
play. It's a late season play. If he's actually healthy and the Ravens in contention the last 8 weeks of the season, he's going to be at worst the third best player in football.
Let's say he signs an extension.
Hmm.
Where would you take him in this draft?
Above
He,
Fields and Burrow,
so
probably
you would
not.
take him four. Yeah, I think I'm similar. I think that's definitely a
If
tier.
he's healthy and available at the end of the season playing meaningful games, he's going to make somebody's team, right?
Yep.
He's going to carry somebody's team. So is it a long term play? Do I believe in him over the course of 17 games? Like, I don't really know. But if we're talking last 5, 6 weeks of the season where like I need to make some money, like I'd rather have him than lose to him. So
Here,
um,
Matt, you're gonna do some formatting things for me as you take control.
cool.
You see the little square by football dummy on the bottom right by your name. sorry, to the right hand side. Yeah, yeah, left. Yeah, hit on that, and just keep that open. I think that there's also probably going to be some potential stream snipers in here. So any late guys that you're like legitimately
Oh,
throwing at,
I see. Yo,
especially a
whoever's doing
quarterback.
that's a fucking loser. I don't give a shit if you like.
No, no,
Fuck
no. This
you.
is part of the game. No, this is 100% part of the game. We're streaming. We're talking shit. We're having a good time. People can steal some stuff, but at the same time, there's also misdirection that we can do that will lead you to making poor decisions if you actually listen to us. And I guess the real question is, why would you actually be listening to us? We're not providing any legitimate fantasy takes, at least not yet.
Oh,
But yeah, that's just all I have to say. So
for
thinking about
vibes,
that,
like they could listen to us for vibes for sure. If you want to tag along and catch some vibes, like sure. But yeah, I'll tell you what. If you're taking my picks, you made the wrong pick, buddy. Like you just gotta understand who you're listening to. If you think I'm gonna like, if he's on my board, he should definitely be off your board. Find somebody better. So you can watch my picks, but
so hop back out. You got your one more away. So hit X
true.
and
I mean, I got no problem going QB. I like the running backs here that are still available. I think I got a good chance, especially you tag in these other wide receivers. Like, I'm cool to kind of sit. I think I can get, there's 10 picks in between me. Like, I think I'm
yeah.
probably go QB unless Tua. Oh, I'm on the clock.
Yep. Now you're on the clock.
Great. So
20
I'll pick
seconds.
Tua. Yeah.
I wonder who went right before you. I didn't see anybody move.
Wait. All of a sudden.
There you go. So go back to the board. Yeah. So who
Kirk
went? So
Cousins.
Kurt, but it makes sense because Jefferson's right there. So he's just trying to go for that stack.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I
So
like that.
so now for you, I don't think Hill is going to make it, but Hill would be
I would take
interesting.
Waddle here if I'm looking for a
Yeah. Oh,
stack.
Hill already went actually. So yeah, Waddle I think would make a lot of sense. I bet there's a lot of teams with Lamar uh, to a Waddle or just to a Waddle in general. But
Sure,
I think
sure,
that's
sure.
a good safe stack to have. I like drafting a rookie quarterback or a rookie tight end with Dolphins builds because I think they're going to draft someone. He may be more of a blocker, but I do think that there may be a potential for some fantasy points at the tight end position
I
from a
like
rookie
it. I like it. I like it.
in this
That's
offense. Just one or two spike weeks, so it's just something to keep an eye out late.
it would only be a spike week, but yeah.
Yeah. So I guess let's talk about these rankings on the side. I know you just threw guys in the queue. You taking Eckler over Robinson? Someone just took Bijan, so maybe that affects you. But here, and you can scroll a little bit, yeah, up there to find the current picks as you're looking. No, not that far. Keep going back. We're in the second round, buddy. Yeah, there you go. So you're up in four. No, you're good.
I think I like Adams here or any of these wide receivers. To be fair, I'd also take Saquon. Eckler. Oh gosh, just don't know what team he's going to be on, and if he gets put onto a team that isn't the Chargers, it's just so. If he ends up on the Bears, I think I'm fine. If he ends up on like Atlanta, I think I'm fine. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. But Eckler's gone anyway, so.
Childs is in the chat. He made a comment about sniping. What up, Childs? And Love Star. That's impressive. He already maxed out. I guess we're only at 95, 96%. So, yeah, I got 80 drafts done, including some slows I'm still in with the first big board, hoping to max out BBM. So, saving up my bullets for that. But, yeah, what were some of your higher exposures, Love Stars? We'll roast you. We'll give you our takes. And Child says he's in the draft right now. You could have
Childs is in the draft?
No, he's in a different one. You should have hopped in. Come hop on the stream. I sent you an invite. Come in and say hello. But who you got?
Oh no, I missed my pick.
Oh, you took Saquon.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not terrible. So Waddle went.
I probably would have taken Kenneth Walker over Saquon or Nick Chubb over Saquon, but them's the pits. Damn.
That's what we get for smoking weed and and hopping in a draft. So
Yeah.
hopefully the only
Whatever.
one we missed. Set your, I guess don't actually set your queue how you want it because I don't want people sniping you. But here,
No,
go
dude, I
back
want
to the
I want Jared Goff next, bro. Come on, man. Like what?
Jared Goff is not making it back.
He's
Head
next, dude.
back to the the board real quick. So what are some of the other teams building? So you're one of 3 2 QB early builds. One of them was a JJ. Wow, JJ Rogers. Okay, and with Cousins, that's your double QB with Jefferson. That's not bad. That'll be interesting. Uh, yeah, that sucks. Waddle went right before you.
Yeah, well, you know that was gonna happen. These three wide receivers, like, god damn it. How about Garrett Wilson going so early, dude? And I don't
I
like this
don't
team at
care.
all. I don't like this wild Bill, dude. He's a little too
You don't
wild
like
and a little too
Bijan for some
Bill.
reason. I'm a big
It's
Bijan
not
fan.
a Bijan. It's less. We don't know what team he's gonna be on. We don't know anything about him. Like, once to draft him this ahead of these players before the draft, I just can't subscribe to. Some of these teams waste talent.
But like,
I hate
what
to
do you mean?
say.
What do you mean before the draft? Like all this entire tournament. So I know you're like brand new to Underdog and best ball, but this tournament is going to end in like either tonight or tomorrow. So everyone who's drafting him is drafting him at the same time. So if he does go off, it's like you're competing against other people who made a similar bet. So you have to project not where he's at right now, but what's his value going to be in September, like before the season, or even during the season in week 16. It's like that's what you have to be thinking about right now. No reaction.
I mean, what if he goes to the Lions, Rob, or what if he goes
That could be
to?
great, but that's the thing. You have to be
Yo,
talking about those
could be
situations. When you
great,
start,
could be shit.
sure, but so could anyone could also get injured. So you have to weigh the probabilities. If he goes to the Lions and they're taking him with a first round pick, aren't they going to be more inclined to probably give him that workload? We already know that they don't like DeAndre Swift, so they
Well,
could
you don't know
potentially
that
even trade
anymore.
him.
Deuce Staley left. Deuce Staley left.
No.
So
They've said after that like, okay, he could get traded. I think someone tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe they said he could potentially get traded, or at least that's been a rumor. I don't want to make you miss your next pick again.
I know. I'm trying to think of who to go to. I mean, I like all these guys, to be fair. Like all of these dudes, pretty much. I would draft. Smith, I could probably Tua. Let's see, Tua, Lamar, Saquon. I'm like, is it too much to go running back here? Or do I need to
No,
go
no,
wide
because
receiver?
no, you got to take a lot of wide receivers at the end. Like you're probably going to finish with like 11 wide receivers, even potentially. But I think there's a way to do that. But then at the same time, don't take another running back for a while. You just got to weigh it. There has to be like a risk reward factor of how you build a team. I think Tony Pollard's a great pick there. I probably would have gone Devontae or Metcalf, but like I get it with the way I don't know. You can push it now. Just like piss yellow. Just go wide receiver.
Well,
The
that's
rest
what I
of
was
the
looking at the
draft.
board. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, there's some good running backs here, but I'd rather get a top back and be able to find some wide receiver value than just trying to find running back value um a little bit later. Like if I was stuck with some of these dudes, like or
Hello,
actually,
hello.
whoa,
Hey, hold
finally
on
joins
before I
the
forget about
stream.
this. What's your guys' reaction to Gabe Davis? We were talking about that in our chat a little bit today, Childs. TP, Hawkinson, Marshall, and Tyquan Thornton. All guys I wish I had more exposure to, honestly. That I honestly probably
Respect.
don't. I've taken
Respect.
Tyquan a couple times. Gabe, we were just kind of talking about. I am just not a big Gabe Davis fan, and I didn't draft him at all last year. I think I'm a little bit biased still from that leftover feeling. So I may try and go after him a little bit. I'll feel a lot better if they don't take someone on day 2 in the draft. What is anyone else's reactions to this exposure right here?
Burner, take it away.
On Gabe Davis, I mean,
Any of these
those
guys.
oh well, I like this list. I like this list a lot. I think it's a very talented list. At the end, I think it's a bit risky. Every single one of these players probably has some type of question mark surrounding them, but I think the talent lies in each of these players. Like Terrence Marshall, super talented. definitely considering drafting him tonight. But like, let's be real about Terrence Marshall. At this point, like, when do we get to actually make a decision on him and be like talented, but not going to work out?
Yeah, and this is a good point. Sometimes the guys with the most
100%.
exposure aren't necessarily
Yeah.
my favorites, though. I think it's really
Funny how
important
that
to keep
works.
checking in.
So, Rob, I think I need
so
to go
you're up
Mark
next.
Andrews here just because I got Lamar, and I think I need Andrews here, bud.
Where's he on ADP? Scroll up.
He's on 50 ADP, and I'm drafting at 54.
Oh, yeah, 100%. No, this is exactly what you're taking.
Let's go. Yeah.
So this is going to be like maybe even 12 wide receivers. I don't mind you even getting like super fucking weird with this.
I can't wait.
It's probably not optimal to like not have a wide receiver at this point. But hey, if Barkley and TP hit and one of those QBs or like your QB3 or QB4, you're golden with this team. So
I literally read an article today about how you should not do zero or wide receiver builds because it's the one build that doesn't win in best ball.
in Superflex format,
you know, I think all those people,
I don't think it was Superflex specifically, but
no, but it's probably right. But I think
you only start 2 wide receivers here.
Lenient. Huh?
You only start 2 wide receivers in this build.
But you can start up to 3.
Yeah, you can still start.
But why would I do that when you've got 2, hopefully, quarterbacks that would?
Yeah, Love Star says I like your draft so far. Looks
good. Love Star.
I don't dislike the build at all, Burner. It's just funny that I.
And to be fair, if I didn't have, that's okay. Listen. I think you know this by now, DC, that I go against the grain. When the world zigs, I zag. So they tell me it can't happen, I say watch me. But I will say I would have definitely done wide receiver. I think I had to take Andrews just because I liked having Lamar as well. And now just staring at Mark Andrews in a Superflex league, I feel very confident that I can skip many trash potential tight ends and I can just focus in on the positions of need later in the draft. So I don't know. I mean, I probably should have taken a wide receiver because I'm looking at the board now and I'm like, this ain't so fun. Like, how much do I really invest in Jameson Williams? That'd be.
And Christian Watson's on your squad too, right?
Yeah.
You
guys want to hear my team so far?
Let's hear it.
Yeah. How many rounds in are you?
15.
Okay, let's wait till Burner's picked it. He's up in 4, and then say in between.
Okay. So let me ask the room. I like Terry McLaurin. To be fair, maybe it's a bit of a reach.
Terry
McLaurin.
Oh,
Burner's terrible at saying football players' names for some reason.
What did I say? McLaurin? Isn't that his name?
I don't know what you said.
I said McLaurin. Terry McLaurin.
There you go. You got it.
I think whatever. I might have just been mumbling.
I think it was just a mumble. You're all good.
Drake London also is pretty intriguing. But Scary Terry doesn't lie at this point. Like, these are some legit ass stats, and I don't see that really changing this year. So
who's his quarterback?
Who's Drake London's quarterback?
Fair. I'm not. Yeah, I guess I'll probably take Terry over Drake, but
it's interesting. I don't love this guy, but I almost would recommend going Watson here and following ADP.
I think so too.
Year 2 leap into a wide receiver 1.
I don't know what's he going to be without Rodgers throwing a deep ball though. What is he without a deep ball?
It could be Love.
Love doesn't have an arm like that.
Based on this build, though, you need to get a little bit risky at wide receiver. You need someone that can put up like a 23, 24 point.
McLaurin.
That's fine. I get it though. Like Terry has that type of talent. I just worry about what that offense is going to be. Where I could see.
I think he's proven though that like he's kind of like quarterback proof. Like, it doesn't really matter. He's really that good the Commanders don't do a whole lot of things right. Somehow they have a star in Terry and they pay him like one, and I think he's totally in love with being like the best player on that team. And he loves it. And Watson, I don't know if Jordan Love can move around, but does he got the cannon to hit? He probably does. Watson probably would have been a fine pick. What am I saying? I don't know. I like the talent in Terry, though.
No, and I get it. And especially if you're not doing a ton of these drafts, I kind of like just going with your gut and, like, taking your guys. Like, you're only doing 4 or 5 of them. Like, don't don't worry too much about ADP value. Just take your guys. And I think if you feel that way about Terry, which I do, but the quarterback situation, I just think that this could be a tank for Caleb Year with them, with Jacoby Brissett and Sam Howell. So I get a little bit worried about those teams. I'm not drafting those teams. Similar to like I didn't want to draft the Texans last year because you just didn't know who was going to be playing at the end of the year. And maybe draft the backups, but I'm the best player on a tanking team. Irks me a little.
I don't know if that's gonna be the case. So we got a new owner in town.
We gotta see. We'll see how this draft goes, but we'll know a lot more in 3.
And also, what are we saying? Like the Packers, like what if Jordan Love isn't very good? Like how quickly are they gonna turn into a tank job? Like
sure, but they're still probably that's totally fair. And Terry is definitely a better, more proven product than we've seen from Watson. So
right. Okay. Back on the board.
You got to take your boy Christian Kirk. What do you?
I'm staring at Christian Kirk. Although Michael Pittman, to be fair, too, is pretty deep. I got no problem with drafting Christian Kirk here, though. This is, I think.
Yeah. Do it for the bit. Do it for the bit.
All right.
What was the trade? Of course, everyone loves hearing about other people's dynasty or keeper leagues, but what was the
no comment.
I think I traded. Hold up.
It was Christian Kirk.
I think I traded Christian Kirk for Jamison Williams and an extra 4th-round pick.
No, but there was like 2 parts to it. That was the thing that made it so ridiculous.
Right.
He's like wasn't no Jamar Chase.
No one has to bring this up, Rob. No one's interested in the first part of the. We're only interested in what I got for him, not what I gave up for him. You know, like this is not.
All right, let me read through this team for you guys.
Yeah. So, Charles, go through the squad.
I'll be quick. QB Hurts, Tua, Richardson. Running back.
This is a Superflex draft.
Yes.
You got Tua at
22.
Wow. Okay.
ETN, Sanders, Dame Harris, Izzy, and Sean Tucker at running back.
Love it.
Then I went Waddle, Devontae, Deontay, Zay, DJ Chark, Alec Pierce, Tim Patrick at wideout. Then I have Evan Ingram and Pat so far at tight end.
That's nuts.
I like it. That's a very good draft. No wonder why you joined the stream. You were like, "Oh, let's drop a flex."
So this is my first Superflex draft, and I think I'm going to be done after this.
Yeah, I have 2 Jalen Hurts teams, and I'm like, okay, like I'm done. Like that's who I want. It's my 1-1. I got 2 of them. Like, don't need to waste any more money. I'll waste it in BBM.
I just am not historically good at Superflex, but I didn't want to have 0 teams, so I'm doing 1 before it fills.
Yeah, and it's nice that you know your weaknesses like that. Like, I'm not going to be good at the rookies and sophomore draft, so I don't do a ton of those. But like, yeah, if you know it's like Superflex isn't my thing, don't. It's like trying to play like pickleball if you're like playing tennis. It's like just like a different sport, you know. Stick to your game.
Yeah, like I don't do enough research on it to like I think I'm weak at running back here because to Burner's point, like it's only 2 wide receivers, so I wasn't ready for the running backs to go off the board so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're like waiting for that value that usually pops up in the regular,
and it's not there,
and it just never shows up. You're like, now it's the 13th round, and I don't have.
Girls never came.
All right, so what
I don't know, dude. Look, Jamal Williams down here. Let's see. I don't know. I'm just adding people. I guess I'm up into. Let's see. Brock Purdy going before me sucks. I was kind of hoping I'd get Brock. Maybe I wait on quarterback because I don't really see.
I take Godwin here. I think Godwin.
The wideout.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Tony too. Johnson. I wouldn't take any of these. Oh, I'm on the clock. See, look at this. Pickens going ahead of Deontay. Childs, can you explain this to me?
Do you want to take Deontay?
Highlights.
I'll take. I mean, I'm gonna go Deontay because he's up, but I'm probably gonna wait in another round to get Deontay. But I'm also maybe I should have taken Tony. Like I'll take whatever.
No, I think
Tony going over Deontay is wild to me.
No, George Pickens just went over Deontay. Can you explain this as a Steelers fan? What is this person thinking?
George Pickens has a good connection with Kenny, and he scored 8 touchdowns or something, like maybe 6 last year, versus Deontay 0. But like when I look at fantasy football, I'm looking at opportunity and cost, and Deontay right now, for the amount of targets he gets and the opportunity he's going to have just to produce, is outrageous for where he's going. Like, I think it's also Godwin and Evans going this low is a little crazy to me too.
Yeah.
But like over a guy like Tony, who like, yeah, he's going to have some highlights, but I personally don't believe like Deontay could get 150 targets. You don't get that this late in the draft.
Exactly. I mean, the volume that Deontay commands. I don't know. I just don't see it in Pickens. Like, to me, he's the better wide receiver in Pittsburgh, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, I mean, what's the infatuation with Pickens like that he did over Deontay? I think
Scoring and highlights and his
Yeah.
size. That's it. It's nothing.
his size. Yeah.
All the advanced stats point to. It's funny. Like Pickens is one of the best contested catchers in the league, and then Deontay is a guy who gets like the most
Open. Yeah, right.
Well, and they also just got in Allen Robinson.
Irrelevant.
It's completely irrelevant. Yeah, how dare this man bring up Allen Robinson?
But like, if we're splitting hairs between where they're getting drafted, like I think definitively Deontay should be going above Pickens now, because that's a move that says we don't feel 100% confident in, because that's basically the same type of player, right? They're going to play the same role. Like he's backing up Pickens.
Yeah, Pickens and Robinson.
Yeah, right.
I need a back here. You guys, I'm looking at Jerome Ford, D'Ernest, Josh Kelly. It's weak. What do you guys think in that range? Also, like McKinnon,
D'Ernest or McKinnon probably.
Ooh, Godwin just what?
I know.
I got 3 seconds. I went D'Ernest.
I like D'Ernest.
So, I think it's Burks or Dotson here, or Bateman. I don't know. Actually, no. You might get Bateman later. So I go Burks.
Y'all don't like Tony?
Oh, sorry, Tony. Yeah, Tony's fine. Yeah, I was looking at your queue. You didn't have Tony up there.
Oh, sorry. I mean, I like Burks and those other guys too, but I mean.
Yeah, no. I think Tony has that upside, because especially what we're talking about of how do you get guys that can put up wide receiver 1 numbers. You got some wide receiver 2s, but like, how do you put up wide receiver 1 numbers?
I think Deontay can do that, dude. I think Deontay can do that.
But you can, yeah, he definitely can, and so can Kirk and McLaurin. But based on how you're starting with no stud wide receiver 1s, having another guy like Tony as a maybe he could give you 3 or 4 monster weeks if he actually puts it together. I'm totally fine with that. You need to be a little bit risky at wide receiver here.
Facts. Although I might go back to the running back just because I'm like you. I like the running backs that are sitting here. You know, like Herbert, fucking Jamal Williams, Penny.
It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for me to tell you to pass on Bateman when you already have Lamar. Who's your other quarterback, by the way? I like thinking about.
Yeah, it's Tua.
Yeah, so you don't really have a good option. Maybe who's their even third wide receiver right now? Is it even Cedric Wilson still?
No, it was some dude who wasn't it Trent Sherfield or something.
He's on the Bills, I think. That's who it was. I think he's on the Bills. So I'll look that up in a sec. But we should try and find a potential stack for you late at wide receiver. But I don't mind.
I might go Bateman. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind Bateman and even Odell, dude. Oh shit.
I would.
Don't.
Charles, I have Lamar though, dude. I got Lamar, dog.
Hashtag washed.
Like you're definitely taking Bateman over
Odell.
Yeah, but it's how early do you want to take him the next time? I guess go to the running backs real quick. What's the odds some of these running backs are going to get back to you? Because I like some of these.
Pretty high. I'm up next. I'm picking next, so pretty high.
No, but I'm saying after this pick,
I
think
10
there are
picks.
some running backs.
Yeah.
You like some of those other running backs, so I take Bateman here if he's available.
Yeah, I agree. I need it for for Lamar. Let's fucking go.
You can probably slow down at wide receiver a little bit now, but
I'm hyped about this wide receiver group though.
Huh?
I'm hyped about this wide receiver group.
Yeah.
In a best ball format?
No, I think that's a solid.
I'll go back to the running back. Although maybe I do just draft Will Levis. Because
I might take your boy Laporta.
So yeah, where are you in the draft right now, Charles?
Last round, I'm probably going to go a third tight end. I'm a
Yeah, I like
3-6-8-2
Laporta.
build right now.
Do you have any Schoonmaker?
No, who's that?
He's a Michigan tight end. He's a good blocker. I think he might wind up in a pretty good spot. And he didn't have too many opportunities, but I think he's got potential to be a second round pick. Like at this point, you're just looking for unowned kind of guys. I'm taking him late a lot in drafts right
How the
now.
heck do you spell his name?
It's like SCH.
I don't even see him on the board.
I believe it's Luke. I think it's Luke. Or SH. It's either SCH or SH.
No, I don't see him. That's funny. I'm thinking
December.
Darnell or Laporta.
I think go Laporta. Laporta's probably more unowned and probably has a better chance of producing this year in fantasy.
Or is it
Um,
Durham Smythe? Is he just the guy in Miami and we don't know yet?
he wasn't the guy last year, so I don't know why he'd be the guy this year. I'm not on the Durham Smythe train right now.
Durham Smythe.
Was that a shot at me because I definitely took Durham Smythe
Yes.
in drafts last year?
Yes.
I was thinking about it because I was heavily considering that. I'm like, no, we can't go back to the Durham Smythe well anymore, Charles. We've already been down that road.
You went down that path.
Yeah, it was just me. Sorry, I don't want to put you in that bucket. It was just me. I wasn't wrong about Gasecki though. I was just wrong about there being any relevant tight end there. Uh, so yeah, what running back do you like? Actually, save it till you're on the clock. But you're probably going running back here.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, there's no quarterback. I mean, I might take Jacoby Brissett if at some point,
Mm-hmm.
but right now, I think I like James Cook or Jamal Williams. I mean, oof. Now I got my chance to draft one or the other.
I draft P Ryan here. That's my take.
Kieran,
The starting running back for the Denver Broncos for the
is he
17.
though? When does Williams come back?
Never.
I don't think he's coming back this year. If he does, it's going to be in a partial role.
I went with Williams. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. And P Ryan might make it back to you. I don't
Williams is
think.
not coming back at all this season. His injury's not even that bad. What are you talking about?
No, it was bad. It was like as bad as you can get with a knee injury. It was like
Nah,
multiple
what?
weird things. Yeah, it's not a good.
I thought he was
I
out like
think-
4 or 5 months.
No. That's. I want to say Brees Hall is closer to that status than Jacoby.
Oh yeah, torn ACL.
It's
Damn, he's
but
only
like with
22. That's crazy.
and it's with some other things in it. It was non-contact. It's just not pretty. There's no reason to rush him back. We're going to be terrible this year. So give me the third down passing back on the Broncos. So the thing is, he took, I think, the same amount of money from the Broncos that the Bengals offered him. They offered him the same contract, and he said they were able to convince him that he was going to get some amount of workload this year. So I think P Ryan's going to be a pretty good get.
I think. Well, I just don't necessarily trust Sean Payton to have trust in P Ryan. I don't think it's a P Ryan thing. I just think like he is who he is. You know, he's like a veteran role player back that's just like gonna collect some.
Or is he Michael Turner 2.0? It's him or it's Madison. I think we're getting one of those guys this year who's been a backup for 2 to 4 years
I
and
think
is
so
going to
too.
pop this season.
Yeah, because who did Turner back up? Was he like
It
Jamal?
was
He was LT's back,
no
He was LT's
yeah, he was
backup.
yeah.
and then he
But
went to
also
the
he wasn't-
Falcons and went off.
Well, he was never really that good, to be fair.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he had like multiple top
Michael
10
Turner?
seasons.
He had like 1, 2 max top 10 seasons. Look it up.
I mean,
No, Michael Turner. No, Michael Turner was good.
He was okay.
No, he was
I
putting
don't-
up like RB3, RB4 seasons. Am I making that up?
No, yes, you are.
hang on. He went. Hang on.
He was
Wait a
he was
second.
more or less underwhelming. He was not the player that everyone thought he would be as soon as he left the LT shadow.
Disagree.
He had
but
a,
we'll-
he had
I'm gonna
a
pull up the
1,700
numbers.
yard rushing.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead, Charles.
Here you go. So he was in San Diego for 4 years, went to Atlanta, 16 games, 376 carries, 1,700 yards, 17 scores.
Uh-huh.
That's RB1.
2009,
What happened the year after that?
he missed 5 games, still went for 870 and 10 scores.
870, 10 scores. Okay. And
The
then the
year after that,
Uh-huh.
1,412 scores.
Okay. So it's
And
3
then
years.
1,411 scores, and then 810 scores.
That's as good as you get for a running back. We mean 3 years. Who does better than 3 years at running back?
That's a
No, whoa.
3 years as an RB1 and probably 2 years as an RB2 with, on the tail end of his career.
And okay. And it's gonna be Madison or P Ryan is gonna replace those numbers?
I'm just saying they kind of fit that archetype as like productive backups who might get into a lead role. Like
to the point of
who showed
1,700 yards and 17
I don't
touchdowns.
know. I mean, I'm not going to predict that for any running back in today.
Oh, you just said you think you're going to get 2.0 this season? It's going to be one of these guys.
Well, potentially.
No, I don't think it was a definitive statement. It was more like that's a kind of guy I'm willing to take a risk on.
Yeah, finding that archetype, because that can provide value. Because I bet whenever what was his name? The guy who went
Michael Turner,
when he went to the Falcons, like I bet not a lot of people were drafting him in the first, second round.
No, he was. I remember. No, Charles was right though. People were like as soon as everyone kind of knew that he was a stud, even behind LT. It was often talked about. It was kind of like Matt Schaub, to be fair. Remember like when Matt Schaub was sitting behind Mike Vick, and everyone's like, "Oh shit!" Like he's gonna.
I think Madison has that potential. When we've seen it outside of one game, I think like when we've seen
Shahid going in the 12th round.
Really
whoa.
Yeah, Shahid's been. That's actually a little bit aggressive. That's very aggressive, actually. Over
Easy going 130 blew my mind, and I took him. Or like in the 140s. Yeah.
In the 140s?
Yeah.
I just went 140.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was getting him last round early on in Big Board.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Even in the slows that I'm in, I've been getting him in like the 160s a lot, where he just keeps falling to me in the 160s. And that's without the Superflex too. So that's just all. There's not as many quarterbacks being taken there. So what? So you're thinking going?
I'm kind of like where the team is at. To be fair, is Jacoby Brissett still there? Yeah. I just kind of like Brissett. I got McLaurin. I need a third quarterback. Like to me, it just makes the most sense. But
yeah, I like that. And I think he could definitely be starting by the end of the year. I think he's a good quarterback. He's going to give you some potential rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, he's a gamer.
I got to jump. I like the Brissett pick. Much love.
Thanks for hopping on, Childs.
Thanks for joining.
So,
all right, you're thinking so, Childs. I'll respect. Yeah, go with. I mean, to be fair, like I could probably wait, but then again, it's so far past.
No. That's his ADP. His ADP is 150. Yeah. Someone else is gonna get a little antsy. That's exactly where he should go. That's a great value. And then I think you're done at quarterback.
Oh, 100%. I think. I mean, we'll see. I got two guys starred, right? It's Jeff Wilson, DPJ.
So go back to your build. Running backs. You got 3 running backs. You definitely need more running backs than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, you're pretty good at wide receiver too. I would definitely start going back to running back and getting some of the guys that are falling here. Or if you like a tight end, but I don't know. None of those tight ends really stand out.
Yeah, didn't you say this guy was? Didn't you say this dude was amazing like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, but so I'm a little bit concerned that they're going to draft a tight end. So I'm holding off for another 2 weeks. I'm drafting him again. I got him like 30 picks before that. I got him like 19th, 20th, not 20th, but 18th, 19th
True.
round.
Fair.
Here, I'm not taking him. But I like. Did you have Tajay? Yeah, mark Tajay down. Jalen Warren, I think too. I'm taking him over Zeke, and then probably Zeke.
Oh, I should have asked Charles before he left about what he thought about Jalen Warren. Why is he dropping so far?
No, it's an unknown in the marketplace. He didn't have a ton of draft capital given to him, so I think that people think that they could draft someone in the third round. He doesn't even have a job this year, so people are probably hedging their bet because he was going even later before. He's going like the 190s, and I just kept hitting him there. I was like, this is just too easy in the 190s.
I mean, he's like a proven product though. That's the thing
Yeah,
is that like
yeah, I agree. I don't think he's going to get drafted over, but there's a chance that happens. Uh, uh, yeah, I see you got A Chain up there. Do you like A Chain the most out of these running backs?
yeah, I do. I mean Jalen Warren to be fair, but if he's like they're similar ADP and we're at
You might be able to get
163.
Warren a little bit further too. He falls sometimes.
All right.
Like if
I
A
mean,
Chain's there,
what is this little? Can I see what the little note is? They
click
just
on
tell
it. It
me
would
that
just
there
show.
is a note.
So the rookies don't really have them. I think a lot of rookies. The note is that they've been like made. I think that's what it was. Like everyone got like a note when they were a rookie, but there's
Uh,
no news there. Uh,
so should I go A chain? Oh, yeah.
over who?
Yo,
Who are you
I think
considering?
like Kendre.
Yeah, definitely over Kendra. I kind of
Kendre's
like
a really good prospect though.
Kendra is in the 180s. You can definitely get him coming back
True.
around. It's either Roshan or Achane. Achane. Yeah, Roshan's really good too, but I think Achane rookie year may be better in best ball with just one or two big runs. Where Roshan, you're going to kind of need a consistent playing time for him to really be relevant.
I don't know. A
So
chain's
you got
fast as fuck, dude.
oh yeah, oh yeah. So you got four running backs right now,
Oh,
or five.
yeah, 4.
So you could definitely still go running back here. So you like
I might
Kendra?
grab.
You want to?
I do like Kendre a lot. I like Kendre a
Yeah.
lot. If he's in the 180s though, I don't. I might wait
But
one
I don't know. You're
round
at
to grab him,
174. It's
and
gonna
then
be.
187.
I don't know if he's making it to 187. So if you like
Yeah.
him more than these other running backs, I wouldn't worry about ADP.
Warren just went right after A Chain. Damn.
Yeah.
I probably Warren would have been smart money, but whatever.
I don't know. You have two really
I guess
solid
you're
running
really
backs.
only hoping for right,
You're
like a
looking for the
Najee.
highest. So when you're drafting these running backs, you're
But if
thinking about
Najee
like
gets hurt, like it's going to be a Warren job. And
sure.
I
No,
I honestly think Warren might be better than Najee. I'm gonna just say it. I think he's
ooh,
better.
okay. Let's see a healthy Najee. What goes on? You know,
Are we ever gonna see a healthy Najee though? I feel like there's always
let's
something
see.
with that
But he
guy.
was but he was 100% not healthy last
But
year.
there's
I'll give
always
you that.
something. He always plays, and
It's
he's never
always some.
100%. But there's always he's got a nick. He's got a knock. He's got this. He's got it's. And he always ends up playing, but he plays hurt. And it's like, is this just what he is? Like, I don't know. And I think
So
Warren is just faster, dude. I think Warren is just he's just faster fucking back.
no, he is, but Najee has the ability to carry a workload. Like we've seen it before. I know the injury concerns, but it's not like he can't like hold up. It's just like a little
No,
like
it's
thing
true.
here, a thing there.
But he's like a bigger guy, is what I'm saying. He's like a bigger dude that like he isn't that lateral, but you're right, he can do the job better than probably Warren can as a full time player. But I just think like if we're talking spike weeks, like Warren could hit a home run. That man, when's the last time you saw Najee go on a 70-yard run? Like it don't
Sure,
happen anymore.
but the consistency, though, if Najee's
So
healthy,
should I
they'll
go
get
back
Rod.
to so I can get Kendre? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, and then I'll go tight end next.
If Ferguson or Kincaid are there, I'll concur. If not, or actually if Mayer's there, throw Mayer on the board. I think he could be a good. Uh,
I don't know. I think – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – – –
I like Ferguson the most out of all those guys.
Oof, I think I need to grab Likely at some point just because I'm so invested in the Ravens.
But you already are making a pretty big bet on Andrews, and Likely he really went off in the games that Andrews got hurt
Well,
or
that's what I'm
didn't
saying.
play.
So like, if I won't miss a beat.
So it's a good conversation to have about like, do you want to get to a situation in the playoffs where only one of those two guys has the potential of scoring
Fair.
for you in a given week? Or do you want to have another option of someone who else could add to your flex as
Right,
well
right.
as that other
Decrease the
player
possibility.
that you happen
Yeah,
to get?
it's a good point. I think I see on the board. I'll just see what the board gives me.
And to be fair, we've seen Mark Andrews get hurt before, so it's not surprising if during the regular season you need that to get a Mark Andrews team through is by having those Isaiah Likely weeks that you otherwise wouldn't have had.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have no other right now. I've got no other tight ends. Like there's a few on the board. Ferguson just went. Musgrave, I suppose. Laporta.
Musgrave,
But then
I don't
again,
love.
some of
Musgrave,
these guys are going to be Cade Otton. Like if Dalton Kincaid is Cade Otton, that doesn't really help me out. Like one of these dudes is going to be if Michael Myers is Trey, what's that dude's name? Not Trey Burton, Trey McBride.
Yeah, I think
like
they're completely different
this
prospects.
dude.
So
But I'm just saying there's gonna hit like a production level, not necessarily a play style, but like the production level. They're Rob. The probability is they're much more Trey McBride than Hayden Hurst, right? They're much more.
I don't know,
Cade Otton than Zach Ertz.
Mayer's in between there. Kincaid for sure.
Kincaid, I like the talent. I like the talent on a lot of these guys, but the tight end position is so tricky to break onto in the NFL that like your first 2 or 3 years, you got to be like
my question is that going to be a misconception? Because last year we didn't have a very good tight end class, and we had a few relevant tight ends in best ball that would have produced value if you took them at the end of drafts.
Like who? Name them.
Greg Dulcich, Chigga Quankwo, Isaiah Likely. I'm probably forgetting one or two more, but like
sure.
Those. I think it may be a shift in the way that teams are utilizing tight ends with specific skill sets out of the NFL. Greg Dulcich was barely lining up in line and blocking. They had him.
No, he didn't do it at all. Yeah, he really didn't do it at all.
Running the seam. So I think teams, if you're going to draft a Kincaid in the first round or a Michael Mayer in the first round, you're hoping that they're going to use
that they're offensive weapons. I see.
Right away.
Where's Greg Dulcich was drafted?
Say it again.
Did Dulcich get drafted? No, where is he?
Oh yeah, he's in like the 140s or something. It's ridiculous how high he is. Yeah.
All right, so I think I'll go.
So you got 7 seconds. I would take Bigsby or off. You're gonna take Fournette.
I think so, or James Robinson.
No. You got drafted. Okay. I don't love that pick. To be 100% honest, he got a lot of money, but it's not guaranteed. So if he's just like not very good,
he's the Bill Belichick player, though. He's a
Bill Belichick the health player. Thing, he's not guaranteed even a roster spot right now, and that worries me. I guess with this team,
Likely goes. Damn, I should have gone tight end. I could still draft some of these dudes.
Yeah, no, I think you're okay. I think there's a tier of guys you can get, but I would maybe I'd set the queue up so that like if there's an auto pick, Tank Bigsby gets drafted. You know what I'm saying? So move the guys you want up there, especially this time of the draft. I like Sam Laporta a lot from this group. How are you going to go shit on Trey McBride and throw him right back up there?
Because he plays for Arizona. He just, like, if Kyler turns it around, he might actually give you some good weeks. That's all. Yeah. I mean, I'm not shitting on him. I'm just saying he's, like, more or less average. And if given certain opportunities, like, he might be serviceable. I'm not saying – which is what I'm saying about the same thing about Musgrave or Mike Myers. I'm saying they're much more likely to be just serviceable and average than they are like stud level player, So, which I think you just see a lot in the first few years of being a tight end. even Dallas Goddard, like took a couple of like they had Ertz still around a long
No, that's
time.
true.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm
No,
hoping for.
I think that's fair. I
Although,
like taking
should I
I like
go?
taking a couple dart throws with these rookies, but I
Sure.
agree. What are you thinking?
I mean, between Hayden Hurst and Trey McBride,
Give me the safety blanket for the rookie
rookie
quarterback.
quarterback.
Yeah, I worry about Arizona. Like I'm trying to take Marquise Brown a little bit more than I did previously, but I just think they're going to be tanking. I don't think they're going to be
Mm-hmm.
good. I don't think Kyler Murray's going to be playing most of the season.
Mm-hmm.
He needs his speed. If he's not at 100%, I'm not very interested in that Kyler Murray. So I think they just sit him the entire season, and then, or at least majority of it. And if they're probably going to be so bad,
But
so
this is
why
good for Trey McBride, so fingers crossed I'll get him. I don't know if I will, probably not. But
the issue, like I like him compared to some
if
of
they're
these
going to
other
be
guys
tanking,
too.
that means Ertz is going to be playing. Technically, McBride is not even the starting tight end. Like
I don't think Ertz is going to play. Ertz had a really, really bad knee injury. Like I don't think it makes any sense for him to play in a year that they're tanking.
well, that's what I'm saying. So it's going to be McBride is going to be that guy.
Well, I think McBride is. I don't think Ertz is going to play the entire year. I think you could. You think about the way the payout works. You need to have a week 15, 16, 17 spike week,
Right.
To really be valuable.
That
Or
could be
you
Trey
going to get that?
McBride.
I think there's a potential
What you think Trey McBride is too good that they would end up sitting him? He's cannon fodder. He's nothing to nobody. They'll let him get his garbage time yards. Although he gets drafted, it doesn't even matter. Damn.
I hope he's
Yo, to be fair, I like the talent on Laporte, Musgrave, and Washington. I love the talent on each of them. It was more or less just the Arizona. What's up?
You're just thinking about it from this year.
This year, knowing that he plays on Arizona, that it could be a total shit show, and he could just be cannon fodder to have some Dalton Schultz, years where he's not that good, but he's just on an offense, and someone needs to go out and catch the ball, and he's going to be good enough to call plays for him, and no one's going to really care because all their important players are they're out. And I think it's a grow year. But yeah, let's see.
So you got 3 picks left. How do you want to finish your build? I think you're going to do one more tight end, and then you're going to do running back, wide receiver. I think doing a 3-7-7-3 probably makes sense.
Yeah.
Based on how you went about it.
I mean, then again, I like a lot. Let's see. Actually, let's put the running backs in.
There's a lot of good late running backs.
Gus Edwards, Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
Tracer Mon. Don't forget about Tracer Mon.
Is he drafted? He's not.
Well, there's other guys definitely put in front of him, but sort by running back. Or you gotta, yeah.
Where's Tracer Mon?
He's like 240. He's gonna be by 240.
Psych. We saw it.
That was a good one. It's your boy though. You don't want to take your guy?
Yeah, I already took my guy. Oh, I'm on the clock.
No. Oh yeah, you are. So you're gonna take Laporta? Take Laporta. I'm not hold off on Mims for a little bit. There's a little
or Mechie. What's the buzz on?
He's healthy. That's what they came out saying. He's healthy. So I like that. No. You can get Laporta later. Do Mechie. Come on. Yeah.
Let's go. Yo, I love John Mechie.
Slick hands. I love it.
Yo, John Mechie's nasty. And I mean, Mims, what's the buzz on Mims? You said people are off on Mims? He's just going drafted.
Yeah, I think that he may be a little bit one-dimensional and a little bit small to have like a huge role year one. You don't see a lot of those one-dimensional small guys like break out year one. Like Amon Ra.
What do you mean one-dimensional?
Like he's
only good at catching the ball?
No. I feel like he can only play. I forget what area of the field he plays in. I think it was the slot that he
Yeah,
primarily was
yeah,
playing.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I
guys that
can
are
see
like
that. I can see that. So these,
heavily in this,
right. I see
because
what you're
like
saying.
Zay Flowers, he played like 80% of the time like outside.
I
He
know, I
can
know,
play
I
in the
know.
slot, and he'll play
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
slot in the NFL. But to
They
have that
project him to play in the
versatility.
slot, but he's also a beast, and you got to put him on the outside.
So if you were just only playing in the slot, typically the year one
I don't know
transition
though.
is
I think that's more about like team fit. You know, if like injury happens or you need, change a quarterback and you're on that team, and all of a sudden they just change the whole playbook up, and like people leave, like, and all of a sudden that changes. You go on the outside and show what you can do, and then all of a sudden you're like a stud.
yeah, but in college, if you can't do that in college, what makes you like think that now you're going to do it against the top players in
Sure, that's a
the
good
world?
fair point. Fair point.
So who are you thinking here? You're going to go running back, tight end,
I
any
think
of
I'm gonna
those
go
tight ends?
running back.
There's a
Yeah, look,
lot of running
Laporte,
backs.
Musgrave,
Yeah, you can definitely take.
Darnell Washington.
So who are you
Um,
thinking?
I mean, why is CAH here? To me, like this is the pick, but also Gus Edwards maybe just for Baltimore, but I'm going CEH.
I'm down with that. I haven't taken a ton of him, but right now he is the backup. I
In the
can
second
see.
to last rounds,
Yeah, and he's definitely going to be on the team unless they trade him. So if he's getting traded, it probably means someone else wants him. Uh,
he's gonna stay
yeah,
on the team, and I don't know if there's that much of difference between Pacheco and CEH. I think they're more or less very much the same, and like it's just gonna come down to hot hand in that offense. And
I don't know.
to get one here versus wherever something happens to Pacheco, he's tasted a little success now. You don't necessarily know how people react that when they first. He was a backup running back at Rutgers, and now he was playing in the Super Bowl. That high hits hard.
He
Ch
he
is
looked the
a
part though. Ch never looked the
as a
part.
no,
He
that's
never
true. But
looked the
as a
part.
rookie, he looked the part. But also, I'm saying like you don't know what that does to the offseason. That your appetite could change. You
True.
were a nobody, now you're a somebody. The whole mental game. CEH was always a top player at a top program as a first round pick. Was like he's used to this type of stuff. He might have a different reaction than what Pacheco could come back with.
Oh, you're right. I think that's good. So who are you thinking for your last tight end right now? Just bring up the tight ends real quick. See if there's anybody else.
Oh, sure. I mean,
So I like having a rookie here so that you can have someone that the Dolphins might draft. So I like Washington as a potential Dolphin pick because he can block a little bit. I think that's what he would want. McDaniel's would want.
you
Uh,
think Washington is not a blocker, dude. He's like
Washington?
a
Yes,
pass
he is.
catcher.
No, he's not. Sorry, he's
I
an
don't know.
athletic freak, but he's a blocker. He's the best. He might be the best blocking tight end in the draft. Uh, which means he's going to get on the field. He's not going to have like a
I think
700
they're all
yard
gonna get on
season.
the field. All these top tight ends are gonna be blockers. All right, I like Washington. I got no problem drafting Washington.
Throw him top of the queue. Uh, the other guy I kind of like is Schoonmaker. Scroll down a little bit.
This dude, nah.
No.
Hendershot. Who the fuck is Peyton Hendershot?
So he,
Schumacher.
and we'll keep going.
Why would I? Who is this guy?
It's no SCH. Yeah,
Schumacher. Luke Schumacher. Who is this guy?
he went to Michigan. He's pretty athletic. Let me look up his relative athletic score. Uh,
6'6", 249, fifth-year senior. Don't hate that. You like him because he's from Connecticut. Okay. Um, Maryland Northeast corridor, known to have some decent tight ends.
here, you're coming up in a second. By the way, why is this not?
I'll go with Schumacher. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, there you go. You're taking dart throws. He's very low owned too, so if he does pop, it's like, oh, that's going to be a big hit.
Schoonmaker, he's not gonna pop it. It's all good.
Hey, we're going
Let's
to
see.
come
Where
back
did
to
he?
this. We're going to come back and clip this when he has like
Uh,
a 20-point fantasy week. So here, let's go over the squad real quick. Do you want to do another one, by the way?
um,
You see if
I
Jordan
need to
will hop.
start laundry to be fair, but I'm kind of
No,
am
no,
down.
you're yeah, but what should we do? I don't know. Let's do one offline and just fuck around. We don't have to do it on here. Uh, but let's go over the squad real quick. So here, it's
Okay.
gonna close out of this window in a second, then go to your drafted teams, and we can go through it.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
because there's one more pick left, so it's
Yeah.
gonna
Oh, okay. So I need to wait until it ends. I don't really love this team. I like this team a lot.
So right down there. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go. First one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So view full. Oh yeah. No, that's fine. You can do it here. So you had Lamar, Tua, Jacoby, and you have a stack. No, you didn't have a stack for Tua. You got sniped by Waddle. That would have been a fun one. I think this team with Waddle instead of was it Barkley you took? Yeah. Instead of Barkley would have been Primo.
Yeah.
Uh,
But Waddle wasn't available.
no, I know. Yeah, but if because he went right before that pick, that's
I
what I'm
know. It
saying.
was the one
If you're
pick.
able to get him instead, TP is your RB1, and then maybe you get a little bit heavier with some other running backs. But having a 3-7-7-3 build, still got Jamal Williams, A Chain, Miller, James Robinson, CEH. So a lot of floor, but A Chain and Miller offer some upside, and you're pretty like you're basically leaning on Barkley and Pollard for most of
Hmm.
this build. I guess I don't love the floor of James Robinson and CEH when you already have Barkley and Pollard. Because the idea is you're hoping if Barkley and Pollard aren't in your lineup most weeks, it's like this is probably already a dead team, or it's just like an amazing fucking. It's like you hit the Cinderella team if that hits.
Right. Right.
But
Right.
besides that, the wide receivers I do really like with Terry, Christian Kirk, Deontay Johnson, Kadarius Tony, Bateman, Zay Flowers, John Mechie for a very light wide receiver start. I think that you got a lot of really good talent
Yo. Right.
in that second
Like
part of the
I went
draft.
6th round pick 67 was my first wide receiver. To get all of these guys is very impressive. I think maybe like I kind of took maybe reached in the tight end position by getting Andrews and still, it could be a huge difference maker for the team, but like if I didn't have Lamar, you probably don't get that. So let's like swap out Lamar for let's say Justin Fields, right? And then all of a
Yeah,
sudden this opens up the 5th round pick. If you were to tell me that like I wouldn't get any of those players, but still would finish with McLaurin, Kirk, Deontay Johnson,
yeah,
Terrius Tony, Bateman, Zay Flowers, and John Mitchie, you'd be like, damn, like one of those had to be a 5th round pick, like,
yeah.
but no, actually they were all 6th or later. Um, so I think there's great value probably in the wide receiver. Again, I think my hand was kind of tied with the Lamar pick. Like I said, let's say this is fucking Justin Fields, right? And you keep everything the same. This 5th round pick all of a
Here, go
sudden
to
could have
the go to
been,
the draft. Go to the full
yeah,
draft
right.
page. So yeah, pull up the whole thing.
So we got Andrews. It could have been Debo, right? Or I guess Debo just left. So it's like Ridley, Hopkins, Amari Cooper,
So
Jameson,
so here's the thing: you could have gone Herbert and gotten Mike Williams instead, or you
right?
could have gotten Trevor Lawrence and gotten Calvin Ridley instead.
Fair. Right. That's the trade off, right? Yeah. So it's like Herbert, Mike Williams, Lawrence. Maybe that's what I should have done. Maybe I should have done Lawrence. No, but and then I got like Mark Andrews, which is he's like one of the best tight ends in football, like he was third
And
tight
you
end
got
drafted.
Lamar. Yeah, if Lamar's there and if Lamar plays a full season, which you're making that investment with him as the sixth overall pick, and Mark Andrews hits, that's a home run. That's a grand slam getting both of those picks together. So I really like that. And I think you got Andrews past ADP too.
Yeah, I think you're right. He was 50 ADP, and I got him at 54.
I think that there were teams that were probably even taking him in the early rounds. Like, let me just make sure I get him because I don't know if he's making it back to me. So the fact that you were even able to wait and get Tony Pollard as well, because I think there's a big difference between Tony Pollard and Najee Harris when you're doing those 2-for-2s.
Right.
Like give me Tony Pollard and Najee Harris over like Calvin Ridley and, or I guess that wouldn't be it. Between even T. Higgins and Najee. Like, give me TP and Andrews instead of that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I like this team. Don't love this team.
It's not
I
as
think
good
I
as your last
wanted.
one.
No, I don't think it is. It definitely is not. It's missing a potential. It's just so reliant on Barkley and Pollard at the end of the day. Maybe let's rewind this back. So let's see. I fucked up but what other player? So at
Who would you have
29,
taken?
well, let's line it up, right? So at 27, 28, 29, like big three wide receivers, Adams, St. Brown, Jalen Waddle, all gone. So that kind of really breaks it tier, right? So all of a sudden there's wide receiver depth in the third round, and then all of a sudden there's not, right? We look at the draft.
Yeah.
I think realistically, if I had to pick these running backs, like quarterback, let's kill because I already drafted 2. So it's like Rodgers, Goff, Stafford, Russell, Wilson, Derek Carr, all these quarterbacks not available to me, which leaves me with the best tight end after Travis Kelce or a running back, right? Unless I want to start the next tier immediately after one tier breaks. That's tricky.
So would you have gone Walker or Chubb over Barkley if you could redo that?
Looking back, I almost certainly would have gone Chubb over Barkley. Yeah. Looking back, I think the play though would have been Walker here, maybe DK here.
Oh.
And then Mark Andrews here. And then actually, I don't know.
Geno, though. What if it was no? That's too early to take Geno. You can't go three.
No, that would have fucked me. Yeah. Maybe that's one thing to keep in mind. How if I didn't go one of these two quarterback, you could have gotten like Walker in the 3rd, DK in the 5th, Geno in the 6th. Oh no, Geno went in the 4th, so I guess you wouldn't have been able to get Geno there because he would have gone before it came back to me. But yeah, so it would have been like Walker. Nah, I still think I'd go Pollard over DK. So it would have been so not much would have changed. So maybe I still think probably Walker Chubb I would have drafted ahead of Saquon. But at the end of the day, I'm not too upset with Saquon there. And to get Pollard here is pretty lit. Not gonna lie.
I really like Pollard there. That's really good value. Because I think all those running backs from Saquon, I might even throw Eckler in there, but at least from Saquon to Pollard, like that's the same tier. And I probably have Pollard above Jacobs.
Me too. Yep.
So I really like it.
And
two of those guys and two of these quarterbacks.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And then the way that these wide receivers fell, to be fair, like look at the other teams though, dude. Like, okay, so this team had the same thing. And look at the wide receivers this guy got. He waited as well. Finishes with DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, Brandon Ayuk, Brandon Cooks, and Elijah Moore. Not bad at all. That's
scroll
class.
up to the top of his team. Scroll up to the top of his team again. So he did the same thing with the double running back, double quarterback.
Right.
Yeah.
And to get
I like that
throwing Hopkins to what he's got.
Yeah.
Yo, look at the proof is in the pudding, my friend. Like this is class.
If you're on that half of the draft, I think that makes a lot of sense.
This guy's got
I don't know how Tua fell to you. Tua was great value there.
At 19?
Yeah, what was his ADP? Wasn't he going like 14?
I think it was like 13, 14.
Yeah, I think it's 13 or 14. So getting him there, I guess Lamar probably isn't super uncommon. with Tua because he's probably going a few picks later.
Right. Yeah.
But still, to get Tua with guys like Saquon and Mark Andrews, you probably don't have a ton of those guys because they're going like opposite sides of the board. So I really like this team.
Yo, I'm sorry. I want to write that letter. Like, look at the wide receivers. Yeah, look at this team. When Joe Burrow, Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins, Debo Samuel. Okay, so Stephon Diggs, Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins, Debo. Not gonna lie, those are classy picks, right? Like those are good players. But you compare these 4 wide receivers to DeAndre Hopkins, DJ Moore, Michael Pittman, Brandon Ayuk at
it's a little drop off.
It's a slight drop off, but then would you if I told you got Aaron Jones, DeAndre Swift isn't so bad.
I like Aaron Jones. I don't love DeAndre Swift, but
he's going to be starting Baker Mayfield, dude. This guy's going to start Baker Mayfield potentially as the second quarterback when this guy's got Deshaun Watson and Dak Prescott, Nick Chubb and Derrick Henry. Like Aaron Jones, really DeAndre Swift, or ooh.
You're really hoping that Diggs, Waddle, Higgins, and those guys, like you're assuming how many more wide receivers did he draft? Can you see after Debo?
Godwin
which
and
I
Mims.
do like that. So only 6. So the thing is, I like that build where you're going heavy and then you're ending at 6. I'm saying I'm going to be done at 6 wide receivers after going 4 early. So I don't hate it. It's a counter because now he's got so many running backs, which I like a lot of these guys too. I like
Moser.
I don't know. We see, but for best ball, when you're looking for 2 to 3 weeks, I don't mind that at all. I really don't mind that.
I don't know. But the thing is, you can only start 3 wide receivers. He's going to be starting 3 wide receivers. If he's lucky, he'll be starting 3 wide receivers, right?
Yeah, I guess you could theoretically start.
When everyone else is going to start 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's just gonna be very difficult.
So sure, let's assume that's not the case. So yeah, so you're basically assuming that the flex position is going to get
one
filled
of these by a wideout,
by one of those,
and one of them might not even play, right? And one of them might not even play. Like they could all put up good scores on the same week, and like you'll still end up starting fucking Baker Mayfield.
But like his running backs, so go through his running backs: Jones. I'm gonna count how many. Swift,
Israel,
Mostert, Warren, Roshan, Bigsby, 7. He finished with 7.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind that, honestly. I think that there's a lot of upside in that. I guess I don't love his quarterbacks with Baker, Tannehill. Like, is Kyle Allen, Tannehill, or Baker Mayfield really going to be like the second quarterback you need to like?
You'd never even play. None of them are going to give him minutes. None of them are going to give him any minutes. I
think they could give him. They can give him minutes, but it's like
over who?
No, but I'm saying as your second quarterback because he's.
That's what I'm saying. But he would need to get minutes over Stephon Diggs. Like which one of those guys is going to ever going to total more points than Stephon Diggs, Waddle, T. Higgins, or Debo?
No. They will because, like, let's say on average those guys are scoring 14, 15 points. Like that's about how much a low-end quarterback is scoring. Like a QB3 is scoring about 14, 15 points on a given week. So
I don't think you get that out of Baker Mayfield though.
It'll be some of the weeks if you score 2 touchdowns and 250 yards, like that's close to 14 points right there. You know. That's 12.
That's 12 points.
Double digit. Yeah, that's 12 points. So, like, you can see that potentially happening. But the thing is, you don't care about getting 15 points. You want to be able to get 30 points.
Right.
2 of your quarterbacks get 20-something, 30 points.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
To take it down. That's the thing I don't like about it. This team may advance if he hits like it really, really smooth, but. I don't know. Not the way I would go about building this team. Like
he's going to be wasting wide receivers.
When was his second quarterback taken?
10th round.
Like 10,
Baker Mayfield.
He only took 2 or he only took 4? Like I don't
And then he went back to back. Because like look at the running backs that are available here, dude. You know, it's like I don't know why you didn't this is where he actually fucked up his draft. If he subbed in like, let's see, an Alvin Kamara or a James Cook or a Pirine or even a Williams at this Baker Mayfield pick, because this is a waste of a pick. And then, like, finish it up with Brian Robinson, Madison.
Well, where's he taking the quarterback?
You take, I mean, honestly, you take Jacoby. Is there any difference between Gardner Minshew and Baker Mayfield?
The perception that the Colts are
Mike
definitely
White?
taking a quarterback. I
Okay.
love Mike White. I love
Yeah,
Mike
me
White
too.
because
Love Mike
like
White.
I think Mike White, Jarrett Stidham are all really good late options. Like give me that over Baker Mayfield or Ryan Tannehill because with those guys I can at least see the high 20-point outcome in a random week where it's like yeah maybe Tannehill can do that if they get a little bit better. Maybe if the Bucks defense is just dreadful, they're just throwing the piss out of the ball again. Maybe Baker could touch that, but there's also a chance neither of them are starting weeks 15, 16, and 17 of the season. Whereas, like, I feel much better about Jarrett Stidham starting weeks 15, 16, 17 than I do about those guys. You know?
Yeah, I do.
So
Yeah, I don't know. I guess what I'm saying is I think I like this idea of going 2 quarterbacks, 2 running backs, just getting it out of the way, and then committing to getting more wide receivers without having to pair like a quarterback with a tight end so early in the draft. Like I said, if this was fucking Trevor Lawrence, like you don't need Mark Andrews and sub in like a Debo, and then you instead of Bateman, maybe you draft I don't know Dawson Knox, Chig, Cole Kmet as a. Actually, I don't know. I like Mark Andrews there. I like this team. It's a good team. I'm excited for the season to start and see how this all
close out real quick of this.
goes out.
Go back to your team. Let me see the end of your running backs. So I think I would have taken another wide receiver instead of CBH looking back on it. Because like that wide receiver seems fine, but like just give me another upside. Because like what is CBH going to do with all those other running backs on the team?
Well, you're hoping for like a Pacheco injury.
I guess you didn't take your RB3 until pick 126, but I don't know. I kind of want another wide receiver on this team too for some reason.
Well, I mean, what was he? Was my last pick? Oh no, snooker makers, whatever. CEH. Let's see, CEH.
For next episode, you got to figure out how to pronounce his name.
Shoemaker. So CEH. I drafted ahead of Zonovan Knight, Cedric Tillman.
I like Tillman.
Deontay Hardy.
Tillman was a guy I was thinking about, and I like Hardy too, and Shakir going there. Like I like Tillman, Shakir, Hardy. I think those are great dart throws. I wouldn't be surprised if you get 2 weeks from either of those guys.
Tillman, Khalil Shakir. Come on, man. When are you gonna give it up with this guy?
Hey, let's see what he can do. He had 1 year. I think he played at a small school coming out of college, so there's ways for him to figure it out.
Khalil Shakir.
Let's see. You know, but he's a Bill. If it works though, it could smash. That's why the upside is there. You know.
He played 14 games last year.
Yeah, but he was behind. How many snaps did he actually even get? Did he even crack 100 snaps? Like,
I don't know, but he played. Snaps. He got 10 receptions for 161 yards in 14 games.
That's not actually as bad as I thought it was. But I don't know. Hey, I can see the breakout. We're going too long. We're hitting the hour and a half mark. Let's sign off for now. Thank you so much for hopping on the stream with me today. We're gonna do a few more of these later. Where are you? Yeah. Any final words about best ball, about the drafts in general?
No, it's just fun. I miss talking football. I've been bogged
Yeah.
down with work and and life has been keeping me busy, but it's always fun to just talk, see what the trends and how they're breaking, and learning a new fantasy format is also, it's fun, and I think um yeah, I don't know, it was great seeing Dan and having his insight. But um I don't know. This was a good time. Hopefully we can do it again soon. I'm mostly free this week too, so if
We
anybody,
will. I'm saving up my ammo for the BBM contest, but if you're down to do another one, let's maybe find a time. Maybe Thursday. Let's chat. Uh, but again, I'll leave you with this. Jalen Hurts, get that money,
this is
son.
so funny. Where do you think this came from? Like, this couldn't have been like yesterday, like.
Uh,